In the last class, we have been discussing with various standard combinational circuits. So in this video, we will see one of the combinational circuit called as a magnitude comparator. So what is this magnitude comparator? It is actually a circuit which is used for comparing two numbers. Okay, so So input to the magnitude comparator will be two numbers, that is A and B, and the possible output will be A equal to B, A greater than B, or A less than B. So that are the possible output that we can get from a circuit, comparator circuit, when you provide two numbers, whether that number is equal to the second number, or whether the first number is less than second number, or whether the first number is greater than the second number. Okay, so we can get the output A equal to B from this pin. Now, when this pin is 1, it means that A and B are equal. When this pin gives you 1, it means that the first number is greater than second number. And when this pin gives you the high value, 1 at this pin, it means that the first number is less than second number. Okay, so we can give short names for these three pins. A equal to B can be named as E, where E represents equal, and A greater than B can be named as G, which represents greater. Okay, and A less than B can be named as L. So in this circuit, only one pin will be high at a time, because it is obvious that when you provide two inputs A and B, this A and B cannot be equal and greater at the same time, isn't it? It can be either equal, or A can be greater than B, or A can be less than B. Any one of the three outputs will be high at a time, depending upon your input number's magnitude. Okay, so that is a magnitude comparator circuit. You can have three outputs, but only one will be shown as the high value at a time when you provide this input. Now let's see how you will design this magnitude comparator. So first we will start with how you can design a 1-bit magnitude comparator. 1-bit comparator means that your A and B consist only single bits. Okay, so let's see the truth table first. Your A and B are of single bits. And what are the possible outputs? So this A and B represents your inputs. So this is your input. This is your input. And these three are your outputs. Okay, so since the input consists of two variables, the possible combinations of inputs are four. You'll be having four entries. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. So what happens when A and B are both zeros? A is equal to B, isn't it? So your A equal to B pin has to be 1. The others has to be 0. A less than B has to be 0. A greater than B has to be 0. Similarly, when A is 0, B is 1, it means that A is less than B, isn't it? A is 0, B is 1. Since A is less than B, your A less than B has to be 1, others are 0. And A is 1, B is 0, your A greater than B has to be 1. So A greater than B is 1. And A is 1 and B is 1. Again, A equal to B is 1, the others are 0. So how will you represent the equation for these three outputs? A less than B. A less than B is 1 only when this A is 0 and B is 1. So you can write that A less L is equal to A less than B is A bar B. Okay, so when A and B consist of only single bits, you can say A is less than B when A is complement, A is 0, that is A bar, and B is 1, that is why B. So A bar B is the condition when we can say that A is less than B. Okay, and when will you say that A is equal to B? When both pins are either 0 or both pins are 1. Okay, so it is A bar, B bar, or AB. That is A bar, B bar, or AB. Now, when will you say that A is greater than B? Your A has to be 1 and B has to be 0, isn't it? That is this condition. A has to be 1 and B has to be 0. That is A, B bar. So G is A greater than B, that is A, B bar. Now we can implement these three equations in the circuit. We are providing A and B. and A is complemented to get A bar and B. So A bar B is the condition for the A less than B. Okay, A less than B is A bar B, A bar B. So this is A bar B, that is A less than B. And for A equal to B, you have to get A bar B bar plus AB. A bar B bar plus AB is nothing but A XNOR B, isn't it? A bar B bar plus AB is actually A XNOR B. That is why this A and B is taken and given as the input to an XNOR, so that you will get A equal to B. This is the A equal to B. And then it is, so this is A XNOR B. A bar B bar plus AB is actually A XNOR B. Now G is A greater than B, that is A B bar. So this is how you are implementing this 1-bit magnitude comparator. Now we can see how we are going to implement or design 2-bit magnitude comparators. Okay, so the fact that you have to understand here is that so far we have been designing circuits that we will design for the minimum bit possible, and we were cascading those circuits for multi-bit operations. But in this case, it is not possible. Actually, when we design 1-bit magnitude comparator, we cannot cascade this for finding out 2-bit or multi-bit comparators. That is the idea or logic is different, isn't it? So can you say, when will you say that there's 2-bit numbers are equal, or what is the condition for a 2-bit number to be said that the first number is less than B, or second number is less than first number? So the logic is different for magnitude comparators. So we have to design separate circuits for multi-bit magnitude comparators. So let's see how you can design a 2-bit magnitude comparator. This is a 2-bit magnitude comparator. So in the circuit, we'll be having 4 inputs. 4 inputs means that your number A will be having 2 bits, A0 and A1. Your second number B also will have 2 numbers, B0 and B1. Okay, so your outputs will remain the same, because you can get the knowledge whether A is equal to B, or whether A is greater than B, or whether A is less than B. So output for all the multi-bit comparators will be same, because only 3 possible values you can get when you compare 2 numbers, isn't it? Whether those numbers are equal or greater or lesser. So this part will be same, but the input here will be having 4 bits. 4 bits in the sense 2 bits each for both numbers. Now let's see how this A and B can be compared. Okay, so let's see how you can say that this A and B are equal. How you can say that this A and B are equal. It is possible to draw the circuit by writing the truth table first. That is, when you consider the truth table, you'll be having how many entries, how many inputs will be there? 4. So 2 raised to 4, 16 entries will be there. Okay, so just try to find out the equation without writing this truth table. It is still possible. Let's try. That is, your A and B are A1 and A0. This is your MSB bit, and this is your LSB bit for A, and this B1 represents your MSB bit of B, and B0 represents your LSB bit of B. Okay, so when can you say that A is equal to B? A equal to B when this A1 is equal to B1, isn't it? When A1 is equal to B1, A1 has to be equal to B1, and A0 has to be equal to B0. Only then you can say that your A and B are equal, isn't it? A0 has to be equal to B0, isn't it? Only then we can say that this A and B are equal. Now, how can you say that this A1 is equal to B1? How can you say that this A1 is equal to B1? If A1 is equal to B1, can be proved that if A1 is 0, B1 also has to be 0. Or if A1 is 1, B1 also has to be 1. Isn't it? So let's see. That is A equal to B. if and only if A1 is equal to B1 and A0 is equal to B0. Now, when can you say that this A1 is equal to B1? We can call this A1 is equal to B1 as X1. Okay, that is possible when this A1 and B1 are 1 or A1 and B1 are 0. Okay, so how will you represent this A1 and B1 are 1? Both are 1. Both are 1 can be represented without the complement sign. That is A1 dot B1. It means that your A1 is equal to 1 and B1 is equal to 1. Isn't it? Similarly, A1 and B1 are 0 can be represented as A1 is 0. So A1 complement. And B1 is also 0. So B1 complement. So these are the two conditions when you can say that this A1 is equal to B1. You have seen that for single bit A1 and B1 is equal to 1 only when this A1 is XNOR B1. Isn't it? We have seen that in the 1-bit magnet comparator, that is the 2 bits are only equal when the 2 bits A1 is XNOR B1. The same we got here. A1 is equal to B1 when A1 is XNOR B1. We are calling this equation as X1. Okay, and the one part is over, that is A1 equal to B1 is over. Now, when will you say that is A0 is equal to B0? A0 is equal to B0 when A0 is equal to 1 and B0 is equal to 1, or A0 is equal to 0 or B0 is equal to 0, isn't it? So that can be represented as A0 B0 plus A0 bar B0 bar. Or in other words, we can say that A0 is equal to B0 when A0 XNOR B0. A0 XNOR B0. That is single bits. Single bits. You are representing single bits. When will you say that they are equal? When A XNOR B. Similarly, you can say that A1 is equal to B1 when A1 XNOR B1. And you can say that A0 is equal to B0 when A0 XNOR B0. That is what we have obtained here. Okay, and we are calling this as X1 and this term as X0. So we can say that E or equal to for the 2-bit magnitude comparator can be obtained as A is equal to B can be obtained as A1 XNOR B1 and so it is dot. Okay, both has to be equal, not the MSB alone, not the MSB alone. Your LSB also has to be equal. That is why and. So it's a dot operator. And when can you say that this A0 is equal to B0? It is A0 XNOR B0. So we can say that X1 dot X0. Okay, so that is the equation for this E. Now let's find out when can you say that this A is less than B. So when will you say that A is less than B by considering this MSB and LSB? You can say that this number is less than B when this A1 is 0, isn't it? If A1 is 0 and B1 is 1, we can say that is MSB of A is 0 and the MSB of B is 1, we can say that A is less than B. Okay, that's the one condition. Or what happens when both bits are equal? Suppose A1 is 0 and B1 is 0. Now we have to check for the next bit, lower bit. So here, when both bits are equal, your A0 has to be 0. A0 has to be 0 and B0 has to be 1. Okay, so what happens if instead of 0, even if this A1 and B1 is 1, your A0 has to be 0 and B0 has to be 1. Okay, so we can say the statement as if A1 is less than B1, we can say that A is less than B if A1 is less than B1. Your MSB of A is less than B1. We can say that it is lesser. Or if A1 is equal to B1, that is if the MSB bits are equal, then A0 has to be less than B0. Okay, so how you can formulate them? Your A1 less than B1 can be formulated as A1 bar B1 because this has to be 0 and this has to be 1, that is A1 bar B1. Or, so you put a plus sign there. Then what happens then if A1 is equal to B1, which means that, or if X1, what is this X1? A1 XNOR B1. You have seen that. X1 is A1 XNOR B1. What is A1 XNOR B1? A1 equal to B1, isn't it? So when A1 equal to B1, it is X1. Okay, dot. Then at that time, your A0 has to be lesser than B0. So A0 has to be 0. So A0 bar B0. Okay, now I am calling this A1